What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be creating this gorgeous lavender look starting with a 613 blonde wig. I'm going to be showing you an easy way to dye your hair using semi-permanent color and water. This one is going to take about 3 to 5 minutes and it's called the watercolor method. So here we are, and this is a picture of a few of the color options I had available. I kind of wanted to do a silver gray color because I've never done that. I wanted to do the jade, the sky blue, the mint. Ultimately, I picked this gorgeous lavender and I paired it with a periwinkle. And it created this gorgeous lavender multi-dimensional look. So the wig itself started off as a body wave 613 blonde lace wig. It came from AfsisterWig, which I've worked with before. Very gorgeous, nice, shiny, soft, bouncy texture, literally no complaints. It's 22 inches in length, 180% density, and they sent over a medium-sized cap, which worked just fine. So to create this look, we're going to be using hot water. I boiled the water and kind of put it in the bowl and let it cool while I set up. So it's a little bit hot to the touch, but I can still put my hands in it just okay. Be careful using boiling water if you choose to, but I do find that the hotter the water, the easier it is to mix in the dye. Make sure that the dye is mixed in completely, because if there are chunks and pieces in there, it might create patches in your lace wig, and I'll show you one example of that in just a moment. So I like to do a test piece, usually somewhere near the nape. I'll just grab a piece of hair and I'll go ahead and submerge it into the mixture I've created just to see what it'll come up with. Now in the past, I would use like a paper towel or a napkin to test the water and see what color came up, but that doesn't seem to always be 100% accurate, so definitely try to use a piece of the hair, and ultimately it'll just create more dimension. To be honest, you won't even see this piece when it's all said and done. So I absolutely love the color that it came out, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. Now if you don't want to just dye a piece of the hair and you want it to be very blunt, then go ahead and like cut a piece off. Maybe you have a track or a piece of blonde hair from an old wig or something like that, but for me this worked just fine. So I went ahead and submerged the wig. I started with the top or the roots because that's the kind of the area that I wanted to get darkest. What I find is that when you continue to re-dip, the area that you submerge first grabs more of the products. Now you're going to see once I go ahead and take it out, every time I take it out, the color of the mixture in the bowl is going to be a lot lighter, which is why I wanted to use a clear bowl. And that's because the color literally grabs onto the hair literally instantly when you submerge your hair, and you will have to put more dye. In this case, I only picked up 1 bottle of lavender. Before filming, I was 100% certain that I had bought 2 bottles, but I can't seem to find the other, so maybe I just didn't. So the periwinkle came in handy. Now what I will say is every time you re-dip, the areas that took the color will take more color, and the areas that didn't take color will also take color, but it'll create like a natural dimension to the hair. I don't know if that really makes sense, but you guys see how there are pieces that are still blonde. Every time I dip, those pieces that are the lavender or purple will get a little bit darker, and then the blonde will gradually, you know, catch on and take some of the blonde, or some of the purple rather, as well. So one thing to note is that trying to detangle the hair in the water actually went super smooth. I've definitely had hair that went ahead and tangled on me. In this right here, I'm showing you that little piece right there where a piece of the purple or the periwinkle grabbed on the hair because it was chunky and not mixed properly, and it kind of created a blotchy piece. I was able to put the wig back into the water and kind of use my finger to kind of thin that out or spread it out, and it was just fine. But that is just an example of why you don't want to dip your wig or your bundles in if the mixture is not completely mixed. And I kind of added it gradually again because I wanted to create dimension. I didn't want like a flat one tone or one-dimensional color. I kind of wanted it to just look super professional, and like someone professionally took like all day to do this, and literally it takes 5 minutes or less. So when it's all said and done, I used the entire bottle of lavender as well as the entire bottle of periwinkle. Here the color does look flat, yet it does look gorgeous, but you'll see when I kind of bend it and curve it, you can kind of see that dimension, and I absolutely am 100% pleased. Look at that, super duper perfect. I have no complaints about what the product came out to be. So I'm just going to wring it out, put it in the sink. I went ahead and rinsed it with some cool water, and I used a conditioner. I didn't feel the need to use shampoo because it didn't bleed or anything like that. And as you guys can see, the lace didn't get any of the dye on it. My hands didn't get any dye on it. This technique is literally as fail proof as it gets. Okay, so this is the hair and the results. Isn't it so pretty? Now, the one mistake I made, which I make often because I am so used to making my flat iron super hot, is I turn my flat iron up all the way to the highest dial. This one happens to be my favorite holy grail flat iron. I don't like any other flat iron more than this one, and as you guys can see, I need to either replace it or clean it because it is used, abused, and dirty. But this one goes up to 465. I'll have the link down below. But the downside to that is if you put it on dyed hair, bleached hair, it's gonna ruin the color. So right in here, I don't even know where it is, like right here, you guys can kind of see where it's kind of like a more pinky color. That's where I kind of messed it up, which is why I ended up curling it. Other than that, it was super easy. My recommendation for the watercolor method is that you always make sure you have at least 2 bottles of your hair color. Now, you can use semi-permanent. I don't think I've ever used actual permanent dye with the watercolor method. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But I always go with semi-color permanent. My favorite brand is the Adore that you guys seen. So I went with the lavender, and I really wanted to do the lavender. For some reason, I thought I bought 2 bottles of the lavender. But somehow I ended up with 1 bottle of lavender and 1 bottle of periwinkle. And I'm actually happy about that because I like the way it came out. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it's not like flat and one-dimensional, if that makes any sense. I think this color would look amazing in a side part with a asymmetrical bob. So let me know if you guys want to see me transform this into like a short bob. Either asymmetrical or like an earless bob or something like that. But you see how easily this hair curls? And that's it. But this was like definitely a quick little situation. Other than that, I have no complaints. Again, this wig came from AfsisterWig. I'll have all the information linked in the description bar for you guys to check out. I flat ironed it first and then I added the curls at the end. And I absolutely love the way it came out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to check out AfsisterWig. Everything that I used to style this wig is listed in the description bar, including the hair dyes. Also, the link to this hair is in the description bar as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.